setup of your brand new MacBook Air. Now is the time for me to get some instructions out to you for how to make your laptop a little more secure and how to use some of the applications that are there uh, available for you and how to get to those applications. One of the things that we might see on our screen when we log in is that there are OS 10 updates available up in the upper right hand corner of the screen. If you click restart, then your computer is going to download those updates and then restart again, and you'll have to log in again. We're not going to take the time to do that right now, but you can do that at another time. For now, just so this is out of our way, I'm going to click where it says Details, and that's going to open up the App Store. And I'm not going to do this right now, so I'm going to go to the App Store menu, and I'm going to select Quit App Store. Now, you might notice that you don't see the hard drive icon on your screen. There's no need to worry about this. If you want to get to a new window, you do have the option of just clicking on the Finder, and you do get a new Finder window. That is a possibility. But I myself, I prefer to just double click onto the hard drive icon that's usually in the upper right hand corner of my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Finder menu up at the top here, and I am going to select Preferences. Okay, get that out of my way, Preferences. And what I'll do at this point is I'm going to check off the little box that says hard disks, and right there appears in the upper right hand corner my hard drive icon. Now if I want a Finder window, I can just double click it, and there I am. I can see all of the folders and be able to get to different things on my device. So I'm going to close that, and now that is done. Now, let's say I want to use a certain application. I don't have over here by my trash can, I don't have my applications available to me. I can put it there, but there's really no need to have that right there. What we do have on the other side of the dock is what's called Launchpad. And if you click it, a window is going to appear with a page of different icons for your applications that you've got. And here is where your MacBook Air is a little bit like an iPad. You're able to use a two-finger drag across the screen with your fingers on your touchpad to go back and forth from page to page. You've got 2 pages there of applications. Or you can simply click on the little lights down here at the bottom just above the dock. Now when you see an application that you want to use, you can just click on it and it will start up. You might also notice that your dock doesn't have some of the applications that you might want to use right away. Like for example, you might want to use Pages fairly frequently. So to put that onto your dock, you're just going to click and drag it down onto the dock, and the other icons will make room for it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Numbers, and I'm going to do the same thing with Keynote. If there's something on my dock that I'm not going to use very often, I'm going to click just so I can get back to my desktop. I clicked just right on the screen. And like for example, I'm probably not going to use FaceTime a whole lot. So I'm going to click on it and drag it out onto my desktop. And once I see that little puff of smoke next to it, I know I can let go, and it will remove that application from my dock. Now that does not mean that I don't have FaceTime available to me anytime. If I go into Launchpad, I should find FaceTime on there somewhere. All right, let's see, is it alphabetical here? I'm not really sure how that's set up, but I do still have FaceTime available. I'm just not seeing it on my dock. And I'm going to click and I'm back here. Now, here's the thing. For now, I would recommend that you use Safari as your browser. To start up Safari, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to start up. And it's going to take us to an Apple page. as the home page. One of the things that's different about Safari now is that where we have the address bar to enter in the URL of where we're going to, it's also now a place to do a Google search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in there and I'm going to type the letters LRMS, and then I'm going to hit return on my keyboard. And what that did is it did a Google search and it found our school website is actually what comes up as the first result. So I'm going to click that link. Now, whenever I start up Safari, I don't want to go to the Apple website. I mean, that's not going to help me with anything. I'm not going to go there to learn about anything. So what I'm going to do is set the middle school webpage to be my home page so that when I start it up, it's going to go right to the middle school site. To do that, I'm going to go to the Safari menu where it's big and bold in the upper left corner of my screen, and I'm going to select Preferences, Safari Preferences, and right here in the middle of the window it says Home Page and it has the www.apple.com start page, but I'm going to click the button that says Set to Current Page. And notice now it changes to the middle school URL. And that's all it takes as far as making the middle school site your home page. Now, you might notice that up here in your buttons, you don't have a home page button. We're going to fix that. To fix it, we're going to go to View, and we're going to select Customize Toolbar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find that home button right here in the window, and I'm going to drag it up there next to that address and search bar. And it made room for it just fine. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with the New Tab button and put it right next to the Home Page button, because there may be times where I want to have more than one web page that I'm going to look at. Okay, and when I'm all set, I'm going to click on Done. And now I know that if I'm somewhere like at the news on CNN and I want to get back to the middle school site, all I got to do is click that little home button and I'm back to where I started. All right. I'm going to quit out of Safari now. And what I'm going to do now, you have no security with your laptops right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into System Preferences and we're going to create some security. Security in the sense that when your machine goes to sleep or somebody opens it up, you want to make sure that you have to enter in your password before you can get into it. So what I'm going to do is I started System Preferences by clicking on the System Preferences icon. It looks like a picture with little gear wheels on there. Or I could have gone to the black apple and selected System Preferences from that menu. All right. What I'm looking for right now is the desktop and screensaver icon. I'm going to click that. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time changing my desktop picture. What I really want to do is click on the screensaver tab here, and I'm going to select a style such as shifting tiles, and then I'm going to select a set of pictures. I kind of like pictures of like the planets and the moon and Earth and such, so I'm going to select Cosmos. And I'm going to leave this right here. Start after 20 minutes. That means I have 20 minutes of not doing anything with my laptop whatsoever before the screensaver is going to start going. I'm going to leave that there. 20 minutes is a good amount of time. All right. Where it says show with clock. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm going to uncheck that. Next, I'm going to go back to Show All. Now, all I've done so far is I've picked a screensaver that if I don't touch my laptop for 20 minutes, the screensaver is going to come on. And if that were to happen, all I'd have to do is touch a key or touch my touchpad and it would wake back up. Now I'm going to select Security and Privacy so that I can make sure that a login password has been set for this user. All right, that's true. I want to check off Require Password. And then I want to change this drop-down menu to either 5 seconds or to immediately. All right, I'm going to put it to 5 seconds, and now I'm going to explain what that means. if my laptop goes to sleep, I have 5 seconds to touch something before I then have to put my login password in order to wake it back up. All right. I can show you this a little bit more closely by in the screensaver piece. I'm going to click on hot corners and I'm going to make it the lower left hand corner. I'm going to start the screensaver and OK. And so back here to that security piece, I've got it for 5 seconds. If I take my cursor arrow and put it down here, it's going to start up my screensaver. All right, I have 5 seconds now to touch it, or else I'm going to have to put in my password like I have to right now. All right, and that did wake it up right there. Okay. If I had touched it right away, then it wakes back up and I don't have to type in my password. So I would recommend 5 seconds or immediately if you don't mind typing your password in. Right? So now at least we have some security. All right. One of the things you might want to do, and one of the few places I would recommend you do a little playing around with, is clicking on trackpad. And what I want you to notice is that when you hover over one of these items, it kind of shows you a picture on the right hand side about what that does. So it's saying if you want to do a secondary click, you're going to just tap or click with 2 fingers. And that's the same thing as like right clicking. Some people like to do a tap in order to click. All right, so that they can then just tap their machine to get rid of a window or to select something. So I'm just going to tap once with my finger and System Preferences comes back up. And there's another thing you might want to consider doing. When you're on a web page and you want to scroll down a page, I know I like to use 2 fingers to do a scroll down. But this kind of, it's set up and it does it the opposite for some reason. So what I'm going to do is uncheck under scroll and zoom. I'm going to check scroll direction natural because I want it to scroll down. I'm going to show you with the middle school site. Okay, if I want to scroll down the page, I'm using 2 fingers to scroll down and then 2 fingers to push up and scroll up. All right, if I had set this and kept that check mark, when I come back over here, in order to go down, I have to push up to scroll down the page. It's kind of odd for me. And then to go down, I'm actually scrolling down with 2 fingers. You can't see my fingers, but that's what's going on. So I find that pretty unnatural, so I'm going to uncheck that right here. All right, so these are just some survival things. Like I said, don't do a whole lot of experimenting in your system preferences because you could screw up your machine a little bit. And don't do something if you don't know how to undo it. But these are just some of the little survival things that you need to know how to do before using your machine.